from the campus of Bowling Green State University.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Naya Lambden. Thanks for joining us. Today is March 24th. We begin our coverage with COVID vaccines. Bowling Green State University students are days away from receiving the vaccine. The university is hosting a vaccine clinic next Tuesday and Wednesday at Perry Fieldhouse. The university opened registration for the clinic last week, when appointments filled up in less than 2 hours. There is debate among some students as to whether you should get the vaccine or not. Our Courtney Bryan spoke with students to see what they think.
Yeah, I'm planning on getting the vaccine. I'm really excited that it's finally being released to the younger age group.
And I think I'm definitely getting the vaccine. I'm from Michigan, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get it as early as people from Ohio are, but I definitely want to get it, and I recommend all my peers to get it.
Absolutely. When it becomes available, I think I'll definitely be down to do it. I know that there's been some problems with it, so I don't know if I get to choose, but I definitely be looking for something from Moderna.
Yeah, the only thing I'm not sure of is if it's going to be free to BG students or if there's going to be a cost tied to it. If there's a cost tied to it, I might wait a little bit, but I still plan on getting it.
Shifting to undergraduate student government, the presidential elections are next week. Candidates are making their final push for voters. We sat down with all 3 tickets to hear from them about policy changes, student life, and even hazing. We first spoke with candidates Holly Cunningham and Arian Lynn. The two are aiming to amplify the voice of Black and Indigenous students on campus.
I think that we both recognize that our reporting system is not where it needs to be. You file a report, and I have heard students who have gone through the 10-9 process. It takes months and months on end. And so it really needs to start there. We need to overhaul our reporting system. We really need that to be a lot faster.
We next spoke with Alexander Charlotte and Gil Lutz. The two are advocating for a $10 minimum wage, among other reforms.
We do believe that the student body would fully support it, obviously, and we believe that the administration would want the students to be able to afford their college education. Many students are here at Bowling Green State University working every single day to try to pay for their books and their tuition and their room and board. So, this $1.20 price increase could go a long way for, not just enrollment, but ensuring that students have, the flexibility to attend Bowling Green State University.
Finally, we spoke with Chase Williams and Brendan Dean. The two are focused on expanding the mental health resources at BGSU.
And then mental health is increasingly worrisome topic, especially now as people have been isolated for the last year, and we've definitely seen the effects of that.
Sticking with student government, the university announced new flexible grading options. Our Macy Austin spoke with student body president Harrison Carter, who tells us what this means for the students.
BGSU has officially passed flexible grading options for spring and summer 2021.
The conditions had not changed. Our learning environments were much different. Not every single student was on the same playing field to learn, as well as the resources that they had available to them.
The policy was approved March 3rd. Student government began posting the flexible grading options on social media right away.
So there was a lot of confusion that brought. Yes, it had passed, but those systems hadn't been fully integrated yet into our MyBGSU systems. So ultimately, we made the decision to take those posts down.
On March 16th, students were officially told about the change through an email. All undergraduate students are permitted to change their grading options, but it may not be the best idea for every student.
If you are a student that is falling within one of those courses that has prerequisite requirements, licensure requirements, accreditation requirements, you have been identified by the Office of the Provost, and you should have received a separate email on top of the email the entire campus received, letting you know, hey, you are in one of these courses that it might not be in your best interest to pass-fail.
Within the Faculty Senate, there was more concern about changing the grading options again for the spring and summer semesters.
There was a lot of valid concerns that came up, and we wanted to make sure we navigated those concerns properly.
Their minds were changed when they heard that schools like Ohio State and Kent State were also continuing their flexible grading options. Reporting for BG24 News, I'm Macy Austin.
Shifting to city news, Bowling Green City Schools is once again heading back to in-person classes. The school board held a special session Saturday morning to find solutions for both in-person and virtual education. Students wishing to take full-time, in-person classes may do so March 29th as originally planned. In national news, President Joe Biden is urging Congress to pass stronger gun reform. This comes after the mass shooting in Boulder, Colorado, that left 10 people dead. The president pushing for a new ban on assault weapons and universal background checks. The president made the remarks before flying to Ohio to meet with Governor Mike DeWine on COVID relief. In BGSU sports, the volleyball team's undefeated record ended Tuesday night. After moving to 18-0, the Falcons clinched the MAC regular season title outright. The Falcons set the record for longest win streak in program history before falling to rival Toledo in 5 sets. And that will do it for BG24 News. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at BG24TV. And check out more of our content at falconmedia.com. We'll see you soon.